Hello, we are Hawksman Real Estate. I am James Mason.
And I'm Sarah Colenso.
And we are here to talk to you about the local property market. With many of you asking us questions about what's happening right now, we thought it would be a good idea, time to time, for us to sit down and have a chat about what we believe is going on in the local market. Well, hello, we are back after a Christmas break, and we thought now that we're at the end of January, it might be a good time for us to catch up and give you our thoughts on what's happening in the market. It's certainly been a busy start, but the big question is it going to be a good market this year? And that's what we've been talking about all month, haven't we, Sarah?
Yeah. I've got to say, I'm really hopeful.
Yeah, well, look, it's manic at the moment. We've had this discussion, both ourselves and also with clients,
yes,
because we're doing quite a few valuations at the moment, about what the market is doing. And I think the disclaimer here is, and I said this to someone on Monday afternoon, it's still probably just 2 or 3 weeks too early to give a real opinion on where we are. But the good news is activity levels are through the roof.
Yes.
From buyers, I should say, there is still very much a shortage of stock.
Yes, although when we are launching properties, we often sort of advise our clients to miss out that first couple of weeks of January if they can, because we want the market to warm up. We want the London buyers to get on the market, get under offer, and then bring their approach and their money down the A3, don't we? So it is really early in the year. But I would say that I think we've spoken to enough people now that we're getting a good sort of gauge of how the next couple of months are going to be looking at least.
Yeah, I think so. And we talk about that London market. It's definitely waking up. I've spoken to my pals up there who certainly within the last week have started seeing a lot more sales being agreed. So Brilliant. It is.
Yes.
Nobody wants to be, the first on the dance floor. The party needs to get going and you're making a bit of announcement. And I think that's where we are now. And I think houses going onto the market now are going to be received really, really well.
Yes.
You've got houses that have lagged over from Christmas as well, that are either on the market that might need a price reduction. They might not have a price reduction yet. We'll see. But it certainly seems to be, from my point of view, that I think applicant numbers are much higher than last year.
Right.
And if we think how crazy last year was,
absolutely. Yes.
That's astonishing that there are more buyers out there.
There are 3 kinds of buyers that we've been talking about, aren't there?
I think it's mixed quality. And I don't think this is unreasonable of me to say this.
Right.
And I hope I don't offend anyone.
Bracing myself.
I might as well say it as it is. There are 3 types of buyers at the moment. Bear in mind we're a business here, not just a service for viewings and stuff like that. So we do analyse what position people are in. I have to say, the good buyers are astonishing.
Fabulous, yeah.
And they kind of fall into 2 categories. It's fascinating when you do the kind of analytical side of it. But so many buyers who sold their houses last year, we know there was a shortage of stock, and they took the decision to move into rented accommodation and wait for the next house to come on.
Yep.
They're now fed up of being in rented. They've seen that the market's corrected a little bit, and now is the time to buy. Mortgage rates went up end of last year, but have come back down. So not quite as far, but they're still back down and very, very reasonable. So why wouldn't they be buying a house? I heard a great phrase the other day.
What?
About mortgages and houses and what you're buying. It's you date the rate, but you marry the home.
Ooh, yeah. I like that one.
Yeah, so the rates are obviously temporary,
yes,
but the house is forever.
The house is forever or as long as you want it.
So
nice, I like that.
I think a lot of people are taking that view in the marketplace. But certainly, and especially this week, what are we now? 25th shooting this today. Break the fourth wall. But this week, the quality is insane. Insane.
Yeah.
Lots of cash buyers, but lots of people sat in rented wanting to buy, which we'll come on to later, because I think that will relate to some advice that we can give vendors that you gave last year.
Right.
And then the others are the ones who are under offer and under pressure.
I like that phrase, as in I think it really does describe a very certain type of buyer. I feel sorry for those people because they do need to make their next move, don't they? But
they need to find.
Under offer, under pressure.
I need to find. I've got a buyer I need to find. And there isn't a lot of stock on the market. Certainly in certain price ranges, there is nothing on the market. And in other price ranges, there's utter rubbish on the market that is so overvalued.
I was going to say at the wrong price.
Unbelievable, right? So there you go. Then you go down to sort of the B list, the next range of buyers who are perhaps just going on the market, or they've just gone on the market and they've got viewings happening. They haven't quite gone under offer themselves, but they're just about ready to have viewings on their house, and it's all exciting. And there's things like that. In fact, I spoke to a guy yesterday who's just put his house on the market. He's got 6 viewings on Saturday, so he's very excited.
I've spoken to a few of those as well. Yeah,
and hopefully they'll go under offers swiftly. And then you sort of have the third way, and it's always in January, so we know it's coming and it's not a problem. But you always have the sort of the couples, and it's predominantly coming out of London, looking at a new area and saying, well, we just want to get a feel for the area. We want to have a look at some houses. And I think often, and they might not say this to us, but they're comparing areas as well. I know a couple of people are saying,
100%.
well, we'll look at Esher and Cobham, but we also want to look at Walton and Weybridge.
Yes, and Virginia Water.
And we might want to go over to Virginia Water, and we might want to look down in Guildford. We might want to be Surbiton. You know, there's all this where they're doing it, but we haven't actually had our house on the market, and maybe we haven't even had it valued yet. So they're a bit down the line. They've got a bit of work to do before they can start buying our properties. So the numbers and the balancing at the moment is a bit mixed. I still think the number of A-grade clients is astonishing.
I agree.
This week was really, I think last week I was sat there going, it's a bit 50-50.
It's on fire this week, isn't it? Sorry. On fire.
It's on fire. It's very, very warm.
Like that side of my face. Yes.
It's not 50-50. There are brilliant.
There are some crackers out there.
Clients.
Yes.
So advice to buyers is if you are coming out of town, get yours on the market now. We will have houses for you, but if you're not in a position to buy them, there's competition.
Yes.
All right, and there are really good buyers out there. So at least get on the market. What was that about the guy who kept saying, "Oh, I just want to win the lottery. I just want to win the lottery. Why haven't I won the lottery?" And God led down and said, buy a ticket. Meet me halfway, buy a ticket. So if you are on the market, at least you've got a chance of going under offer.
Yes.
But it's been a really, really good start, hasn't it?
I've really enjoyed the last week in particular, because there's been a buzz about it. And at the end of last year, we were having to field so many questions that we didn't really have good answers to, because we couldn't see into the future. We didn't know who was going to be Prime Minister. We didn't know what was going to happen to the world. And I just think those few weeks of stability have really helped. And we are talking to people who are serious about buying.
Yeah.
We've already got the serious sellers because we're on the market with them. But these buyers are coming out. They're asking sensible questions. They are very direct. They know what they want. It's been a really good week. I've really enjoyed it.
I have to say, it was a funny final quarter, wasn't it? I should say it was brilliant for us.
It was still successful.
We had a great run selling 2 houses towards, and I can't believe we did this, but selling 2 houses right towards the end of November. I won't bore you with the details, but selling 2 houses right at the end of November that completed
before Christmas.
22nd of December, 21st, 22nd of December. How we did that. We owed big thank yous to solicitors and getting those ones over the line, and clients as well. But absolutely brilliant. So it was a funny final quarter, and I think there's probably quite a lot of people that are glad it's out the way.
Yes.
And we're going back into seeing whether we're in a more traditional market this year of January being January, February half term. That's out the way. Should be a few more houses coming on the market after half term. And then do we settle down around the Six Nations and see what the market's like, you know? So we'll see where we go from there.
So we've been talking after the end of the year being so strange and trying to see the future a little bit more. We've been talking about the challenges which are facing the property market this year.
Yeah.
And there's a there
are many.
Yeah. But you feel quite strongly about one, and I agree with you.
Well, look, 25 years I've been doing this, and I've seen markets go up, and I've seen markets go down, and I've seen markets trundle along. The biggest threat, I'll tell you now, the biggest threat, look at the camera, here we go. All right, controversial, I know. The biggest threat to the property market, and especially in London and the southeast where property prices are higher, let's say, are estate agents. I'm telling you now, Sarah, I'm telling you now, there is nothing wrong with demand. There is nothing wrong at all with financial availability. There is nothing stopping this market other than agents overvaluing stock to try and win business. It is January, it is February. I can just see the internal memos going around now from the area manager, from senior management.
Get more instructions.
The title of the memo, market share.
Yeah.
They're obsessed with it. They're absolutely obsessed with it. They want market share, and there are agents who definitely, I mean, it's funny, there's some who just want to be number one, And there's some who are just desperate to be more than that other agent that they compete against. But it is all about market share. And the reality of this is transactions are going to be lower this year. There aren't going to be as many. Yeah, there aren't going to be anywhere near the transactions that there have been over the last couple of years. If you think it might be 20% fewer, 30% fewer, all these agents are running around like squirrels after nuts, right? Ready for hibernation.
Yep.
And all they want is nut. I don't care. I just want them. I want everything. And the problem with that is that they're going into houses to try and win them onto the market. And the easiest way to win an instruction is to flatter. Everyone wants to know. Everyone wants to hear nice things, don't they? And no one wants to hear your baby's ugly, do they? They want to hear nice things about their house.
Yep.
And what's the nicest thing you can say to someone about their house?
It's worth so much money.
It's worth 20% more than anyone else is going to say. So there is, and we've seen it, and we'll be careful.
Yes, I know.
We're not going to go into it, but we've seen it last week. The overvaluing is deliberate. It is calculated, and it comes with a condition of a 12 or 16 week contract period for that agent to manage those expectations. All right. So, funny enough, we talked about this. The number one tip that I can give anybody going on the market with any estate agent anywhere in the world.
Can't wait for this.
Do not sign a long agency agreement.
Brilliant advice.
4 weeks. 4 weeks. It's ongoing. So
how long do we sign people up for? Oh yeah. None. Why do we want them to stay with us then?
Because they're happy.
Yeah.
And we get a result.
Yeah.
There is no agency period. Sack me whenever you like. Sack me any day you want.
Yeah.
Right? Okay? Absolutely no problem at all. The agency agreements are ongoing. So even if you sign 4 weeks, even if you just sign 4 weeks with an agent, and they will tell you things like this. Oh, well, we need 16 weeks because
we've got a marketing strategy.
We've got a marketing strategy and it's going into a magazine. Magazines used to take a month to come out.
Yeah.
Everything's done online now.
Yeah.
So the contract period is only there to protect the agent, not the customer. All right. So from a consumer point of view, don't sign anything more. I would say 2 weeks. I'd give them 2 weeks. Because if the guy who comes in and promises you the earth disappears and you never see him again, and the only viewers that are coming in is Weekender Wendy and Jimmy the Junior, and then actually the feedback that you're getting is from someone you've never met that's booking the viewings in. That's not what they promised you. And as a consumer, you should have the freedom to change your mind or to walk away. So for me, I think the biggest threat to the UK and definitely the Southeast's property market are estate agents being greedy over market share, overvaluing things and making that gap between the perception of what something's worth and what it's actually worth massive. And if buyers keep seeing that, guess what they're going to say? Market's falling.
Couldn't agree more.
Well, it might be falling a bit, but it's not falling the 20% that needs to come down because guess what? It's 20% overpriced in the first place.
Yeah.
So if we think that the last 3 years now since lockdown has been, we've all had a pet golden goose, haven't we? We've literally all had a golden goose that's been fed and watered, and those eggs are coming out every month, and we're selling the house, and it's wonderful. Let me tell you, there's pretty much every single estate agent down in the Southeast has got their hands right now around the neck of that goose, and it's on its last legs. So if they just release that a bit, sensibly value houses, if we start seeing stuff coming on a Sunday that gets loads of viewings on a Saturday and sells the following week, if that continues to happen, confidence in the market continues, buyers continue to go ahead, and it all ticks over nicely. But I think overvaluing is one of the biggest problems we could face this year.
I agree. I think it's a real shame because I think we are working in an absolutely amazing market. And if that is being done a disservice because of attitudes and reasons which aren't in the seller's interest and the buyer's interest, then I think it's a real shame because it's an uphill struggle after that, isn't it?
I think it's fine if they're honest.
Well,
I think, no, if they say to them, I think it's worth this, but you could try it at this. I'm overvaluing it.
When was the last time we heard that
but
said by anyone? Exactly.
But they don't. They don't. It's I will get you this. I think we should go on at that. There's never any mention of a lower price.
I know.
And then the 12-week, 16-week contract comes in, the 2-week review comes in, and it's suddenly, what? Where's this all come from?
Well, at the end of last year, we did a valuation where we said to them, you won't hear this number from anybody else, but we think it's worth this. We think you should go on at this price and you should achieve this price. And in their follow-up, when they were instructing us, they said, you're absolutely right. The other ones were significantly higher, but we trust your opinion. We really like your approach. And hey, we got the price that we were expecting. So,
well, look, I don't want to talk too much about what we've done, but there is an interesting.
I think we should still be
there
proud
is
of
an
it,
interesting stat because one of the reasons why I think we are very sensible on pricing and where we are is that we did do some numbers last year, and I know because you go on LinkedIn and everyone's announcing everything they've done. Did you know we did 43% of this and 72% of this, and I got promoted to milk monitor.
I'm here.
But the one thing that I'm really proud of is the kind of the tactics, and we did use a marketing strategy last year of value it sensibly, get multiple viewings, get multiple bids. You should achieve more. Numbers are in. 105% of asking price on average last year on completed sales.
Yep.
That's not just on wishy-washy stuff. That's on completed sales. That equated in monetary terms to, on average, £91,000.
Whoop.
You're welcome. So yeah, £91,000 above the guide price on average last year from our sales. So you can see that it was definitely a tactic that worked. And it is funny then when you hear sort of agents boasting about, oh, we got 93% of asking price or 94% of asking price.
Oh, did you?
I
Yes.
often wonder as well, is that of the original asking price
the
you put it on the
valuation?
market
Yes,
for?
absolutely.
Or is that of the third reduction you got it down to?
Yeah.
Anyway.
I'm proud of the advice we've given and the results we've achieved. And I want us to carry on with the same clarity and the same flexible approach to the market.
Well, I think we're going to be sensible this year, and we're going to give sensible advice.
The advice people need to hear rather than what they
And we're going to work
want
with
to hear,
sensible
so-
people,
Yes,
aren't we?
please, yes, please. That would be amazing.
I think already we have seen that there is a variance in seller attitudes as well on those who realise and those who don't.
Absolutely. Yes. So we'll have more of the ones who do understand the market and do trust us to give them the right advice.
Absolutely.
So,
Right. Well, I'll say
yes.
cheers to that. What is this, Sarah?
This is a good one.
Ooh,
It's
I like
another
the colour.
local. Yeah. Yeah. So actually the colours come from the raspberries in it, not from the gin itself.
In it?
Don't start that again.
We did that. Yeah, in it.
In it.
All right.
So this is from the Raw Honey Distillery in the Mull Valley. Bought it from Surrey Hills Delicatessen.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. And it is made with honey and raspberries. So hence the garnish of the raspberries.
Very nice.
And I have used a lemon tonic.
The gin's made with raspberries as well.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
But the botanical. So do you want to know something techie?
Go on.
Geeky?
Yeah.
So all gins that are distilled with botanicals and the flavour comes from that will be clear. If any gin has a colour, it's a compound gin where the flavour has been added after distillation.
Where did you learn that?
One of my many gin tasting events.
Wow, that is
So,
wonderful.
yes.
You're a gin genius.
Do you know?
Yeah, funny that.
There we go.
Oh, lovely. Right, shall
so
we?
cheers.
All right, cheers, love. Oh. Yeah, it's nice.
It's good, isn't it?
Oh, that's... Well, I'm going in again. Nice. Right, well, look, just to sum up, we are seeing more properties for sale. They are going to start coming onto the market. Might not be immediately, but we're definitely getting them prepared for you. If you are looking at making a move, it's really important that you start planning early. Whether that's getting your house ready, whether it's getting the price ready, but definitely talking to an agent that you trust about marketing your home. We're here to talk to you if you want to pick our brains, and for buyers out there, definitely get registered because we've got some great houses coming onto the market. If there's anything we can help you with, don't hesitate to get in touch.